Welcome back to the IE427 garage, everyone. We're in the final stages here of Michael's car. We've got everything that needs to go on the car, pretty much on the car, minus the hardtop. And I don't think we're going to deliver the car to Michael with the hardtop on. We'd really like to give this paint a chance to set before we start abusing it by putting the hardtop on top of it. So we're going to start going through the process of cleaning everything. We're going to vacuum out the inside. We're going to, again, blow the car off of all of the debris and everything that's on the outside with compressed air. And then we're going to hit it with the car duster to get any of the stuff that we can get off the surface that the compressed air doesn't take off. And then after that, we're going to start cleaning things up. One of the last mechanical things that I've really got to do before handing the car over to Michael is I've got to reset the throttle position sensor input for the Holley system. When we first got the car running, we were having some issues keeping it idling. And one of those things, if you look back to the first start video that we did on Michael's car, was that I had to put a adjustable throttle stop onto the throttle body because the one that was provided by Ford was non-adjustable. Even though it was threaded, it had no head on it. So the only way you could adjust it was by using some type of like pliers or vice grips or something like that on it in order to change the position of the throttle stop. And so we pulled that out and we went ahead and we added a screw, a machine screw of the same thread and pitch size, and made it adjustable. And in doing that, I never did go back and readjust the TPS in the Holley system. So we're going to have to do that too. But other than that, this video is just going to be going over all the stuff that we've finished up since the last video, and then kind of a retrospective on what we're going to do to get the car ready to deliver it to Michael. So stay tuned. All right, first thing that I'm going to show you is here on the front of the car, and this was actually one of the last things that we've gotten for the car. These just came in the mail yesterday, I think. I picked them up, and they went on the car tonight. So we had some headlight trim rings that were the originals. They were from the original Factory 5 Mark III kit, and they were 12 years old. And so there were some dings, some little dents in them, and they had a little bit of surface imperfections. Well, Michael decided that he wanted to replace those, and so he got a set that are more in keeping with the traditional English headlights. There's a company out there, WIPAC, W-I-P-A-C, that sells headlight kits, so you can get tri-bar headlights from them, you know, headlight with replaceable bulbs for the inside, and they sell trim rings for these cars, and I'm sure they're for like the Triumph TR6s and the MG midgets and MGBs and those. So he ordered up a set of those, and they were delivered to the shop, and we've got those on. So I'm going to show you what those look like. So they're nice and new, and what makes them really different from the ones that Factory 5 supplied is these are really rounded right here, where the ones from Factory 5 are kind of straight out here and then just curved on the edge. So these are more in keeping with what would originally been on an English sports car, an AC Ace or an AC Cobra or a Shelby Cobra. And so we've got both of those installed, and you'll see they've got fingerprints on them. I still haven't put a rag to any part of the car yet. So we're going to be cleaning all that stuff up here pretty quick. But you'll see that they look a lot nicer. They look new in comparison to the old ones. I went after the ones that Michael had with a soap pad and really cleaned them up. I mean, they looked 100% better than they did when we got them, but they're not new. The ones we have on there are new now. Next thing is the heat shields for the side pipes are on. And Michael had these ceramic coated, the same as the side pipes. And, you know, with all the scratches that were put in those side pipes, and it broke my heart when I got this car back from upholstery and seeing all those scratches. The heat shields cover most of those up. So these mount with some clamps around the muffler portion of the side pipe. I only wish that they came back about 2 inches farther, to about here. Because if you look at where you're going to be ingress and egress from the vehicle, this is that danger zone right here. But then again, the hottest portion of the side pipe is always that muffler. It just seems to retain the heat more than any other part of the muffler. So, or more heat than any other part of the side pipe. Let me put it that way. And so I think the ceramic coating does a lot to prevent a lot of that heat. And it dissipates heat really quick. And you can see we've got the driver's side heat shield on as well. I was drilling here, and so there's a little bit of fiberglass dust on there. So those are both in, and they really look nice. We got the wheel spinners on all of the wheels, and I don't know if I included that in the last video or not. I don't know what I'm going to do about the white letters on the tires. I can try to clean them up, but I almost think that's just going to be an exercise in futility, because the first time someone puts tire dressing on them, it's just going to wash all that muck all over them again. But we'll see. I'm going to clean up the wheels. I'm going to take some aluminum polish. I'm going to polish up the outer rim and then clean up the inside portion of the wheels as well. One thing to note, the Team 3 wheels that are on here, all of the spinners go on in a clockwise orientation. So they spin on clockwise, they spin off in a counterclockwise motion. So if you'll notice, the rear spinners have more of an angle to them. So they come out towards the outside of the vehicle, and the front ones are near flat. So you got to make sure that you get all those in the right spots. At the back of the car, I still think I'm going to go over the rear bumper with the soap pad just to clean everything up. And I'll probably do that tonight while I'm out here in the shop. But everything's really starting to look really nice. We've got the headlight switch panel put back in the car. And so the fuse box went in at the same time. So the headlight switch, if you remember, is right up here. The fuse box is back in. So the headlights and everything are now working. The battery's reconnected. We've got the interior door panels permanently mounted. I've been pulling those on and off just when I'm working in the area. I don't want to have a tool in my hand and accidentally tear or rip one of them, so I've been pulling those off as I'm working around them. So I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to start on that back bumper and see if I can get it cleaned up. And then, it's clean, it's presentable, but I think I would just like to get some of the imperfections that I can get out of it, and then start going after the car. I'll probably start in the interior and vacuum it. One thing that I did run into, I was trying to get the rear window, the rear window of the hardtop in last night, I think it was. And I ran into problems. You know, this hardtop, Michael bought it from someone that I know back east. And this hardtop had sat for almost 10 years. And so a lot of the rubber products that were provided with the hardtop have gone bad. This molding, this split lock molding, that is supposed to be used to put the rear windshield or window in is hard as a rock. And I just can't get it to form or conform to the rear window and the body like it's supposed to. So I sent Michael a link, and we ordered up some new. I'm supposed to have that in the next day or two, and hopefully we can have that window put in the back of the hardtop, and then it'll be ready for Michael to pick up. I think Michael's going to pick this up in a friend's pickup truck, and they're going to transport that separately from the actual car, and then he'll wait the 3 months or so that we want the paint to cure before he installs it on the car. And it honestly, it goes down with 4 clips. It's really easy to get it on and off of the car, so that shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a soap pad, and I'm going to start working on this rear bumper. What a difference. And I don't know how you would categorize it. It wasn't tarnished, but it had like a film on it, and just using like glass cleaner or multi-purpose spray cleaner wasn't doing anything. And so I grabbed a soap pad, and so I think I finally threw it away. It's the same one I had used on the front bumper. It was at the end of its life, but just a bucket of water to soak the soap pad in, and you can see all the dirt that's in there. That's all from the back bumper. And a few minutes, and then I just wiped off the soap residue from the soap pad with the paper towel, and then I went after it with just some ammonia-free spray glass cleaner. This is the stuff I use, and what a difference! I mean, it looks brand new. I mean, other than the little dent right here, which there's nothing I can do about, it looks brand new, and. So then I went, another reason why the bucket of water is so dirty is I decided to go after one of the tires to see if I could do anything about the tires. So here's a before. That's what those letters on there looked like before. I haven't done the bottom side because obviously I need to move the car in order to get to it so it's at a comfortable height. But I'm not going to overdo it because, quite honestly, a lot of the letters are already falling off. And so I just wanted to go over it to brighten them up and make them a little more white. And, that was about 5, maybe 10 minutes with the soap pad on the white letters. Having to be careful around some of the letters that were coming off, too. So, and then again, I just wiped it off with a paper towel and hit it with some all-purpose cleaner on a rag. And that's it. I'm not going to put any tire dressing on there because then it's just going to get it all black again. But I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to clean up all the wheels and all of the tires the same way, and see how it ends up. I'd like to get them nice and white for some pictures before we deliver the car to Michael. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna stay at it, guys. I think I'm gonna hit the carpeting on the interior next. Blue Oyster Cult Godzilla. All right, interior's coming together. I got everything all vacuumed out, so it's looking like fresh carpeting again. And you can see it's nice and clean down in there. I'm going to go ahead and probably start cleaning up some of the interior. There's dirty fingerprints all over the seats from the upholsterer. And I hate to keep going back over this, but God, have a little pride in your work, dude. Vacuum the carpet before you turn it over to the customer. Clean the seats. So this side's all taken care of too. I did the package tray. Let's see if I can move the seat forward here. So the package tray is all cleaned up too. And it's coming together. We're gonna probably go in for supper here in just a few. So I'm probably gonna knock off for the evening. I'll be back out here tomorrow. I'm hoping that molding, that window channel molding, shows up tomorrow. It said it was supposed to arrive between 4 and 6 p.m. So we'll see how that works out. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, next day, everyone. I I'm a big enough person to admit when I've been beat. And this hardtop has me stumped. You know, if you've got one of these and you had no trouble putting in the back window, hey, great for you. I'm not going to risk messing up Jeff Miller's work by continuing to fight with this thing. We ordered a second molding that is the same profile and configuration as the one that was sent with the car. It's a bit softer, but I'm not having any luck getting this rear window in. So I gave Michael the best advice that I know, and that's to take it to someone who's more familiar with installing glass or windows than I am. So I think he's going to take this hardtop over to an automotive glass shop, have them put the rear window in, and they should have better luck. So, you know, I'm not a quitter, but this one's just got me stumped. It's like the angle here makes it so difficult to get the window into the rubber channel. And then all the instructions on that rubber channel from a company called Trimlock tell you to put the channel onto the body first, or onto whatever you're mounting the glass to first, and then slide the glass, or in this case, plexiglass in. And then you use the locking portion of it to go around and lock the glass in, but it pushes this at such an angle forward into the inside. There's no way to get the glass in, and so the instructions, if I'm reading them correctly, for the rear window, which I've got all wrapped back up, I just took some shrink wrap and rewrapped it, are correct. They tell you to put the channel onto the window first and then try to put it in. Well, I did that half a dozen times to start with the channel that came with the hardtop, and it was a disaster. So no amount of soapy water or anything was making it go any easier. So like I said, I know when I've been licked, and I'm gonna pass that portion of it on to someone who's had more experience putting those windows in than me. I've put rear window glass in pickup trucks, kind of like this one, where there's a rubber channel that go around the outside of it, and you use a piece of rope or a piece of string to get the inside flap of the rubber to seat. It's not going to work on that. It's not going to work that way for me anyway. So I'm like I said, I'm going to let that go into far more capable hands than my own, and we'll see how that all turns out. Michael's car, however, is looking fantastic. We got all of the white letters on the tires cleaned up, and as I stated before, the lettering is coming off in places, but I really wanted them to look nice, for Michael, because first impressions are everything when you get your car back. And so I've gone over all the bright work on the car. All the chrome has been cleaned or polished or restored for any of the pieces that we reused. The roll bars are used pieces that we picked up from one of our Cobra buddies. And so we cleaned those up. Michael had the gas cap ceramic coated, so it's nice and clean. I went around and I polished the wheels, so the lips around the outside of the wheels are all polished up. The interior got a cleaning. I used some vinyl and leather cleaner to get all of the vinyl and leather on the inside of the car cleaned up. We have the IE427 key fob installed, so we're getting close. Since we're not delivering the car with the hardtop on it, Michael asked if I would put the sun visors on, which we did, so those are mounted. They're installed. The window banner, the IE427 window banner is in, and I went ahead and cleaned up the engine compartment. So I was asked on social media this morning, as I posted some pictures last night, someone asked, hey, you ought to do a before and after, and I may at some point, gang, but right now, my priority is to get this car delivered to Michael so that he can start enjoying it. And two, to move on to the 25th anniversary car, which is lonely over here. And its counterpoint point over here the Mark IV of Jim's to get some attention as well. So I just don't have the time, along with putting videos out for all of you, to spend the kind of time it's going to take to put like a picture collage or like memory book, storybook to Michael's car at this point. If you know, things slow down a little bit and I have some time, you know, I can do that later. But you know, if anybody wants to see what the car looked like before, simply go back and look at some of the videos at this point. You know, Michael's car was one of the first videos that we put onto the video platform, so both Rumble and YouTube. And you can just go back and look at those videos and see that it was, honestly, a disaster when we got it. So, engine compartment's all cleaned up. One of the last things that I have to do is I've started wiping everything down. So I took the California duster. I got all of the dust that was still, you know, clinging to the surface of the car body wiped down. And, of course, that was after I blew it off with compressed air. And then I've been working on getting everything detailed. So I've been wiping it down with, I use a product from, what is it? It's like from Surf City, or what's it called? Something hot rod detailing spray. Yeah, Surf City Garage hot rod protective detailer. So you want to make sure that you're not using anything that's a cleaner detailer, because you know, the paint on this is still fresh and we want to just put a shine on it. We don't want to clean it necessarily. So I've been going over that. All of the flat surfaces are done. I still have the sides of the car to do, you know, the fenders and the doors and stuff like that. But other than that, the car is finished up. The probably one of the last things I'll do is just run a vacuum in the trunk real quick. We've got Michael's window molding for the rear window on the hardtop in this box. We've got some miscellaneous parts in there, along with the touchpad for the Holly system in there. We have the license plate for the car, and then we have some of the literature that we used to put the car together right there. So all that'll stay in the trunk, but I want to give the trunk a quick once over with the vacuum just to get it clean. And then it's on to delivering this car. So I think that's going to do it for this one. I might put together a quick retrospective video of the car when we have it outside for the glamour shots. And, you know, for anybody that's, you know, asking, you know, what type of engine it has and all kinds of, maybe I'll go through all that stuff. But for now, I think that's going to end this one. As always, I want to thank you guys all for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please do the like, the share, the subscribe, comment if you'd like, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great day.